Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at an email I got. Now, this email basically accuses me of being one of the worst people of all time. It's pretty funny to be honest. I've read through the entire thing by now. I've pretty much planned out what I'm gonna say in this video, because honestly here, I get a lot of these emails to my business email from really angry people. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do get a lot of support emails, and I get a lot of people emailing me about, like, Optimus helps and stuff, but I do get a fair share of, like, really angry emails, and it's almost always the same exact type of person. There have been, like, this influx in the last, I don't know, year and a half or so of, like, really angry parents that will email me. Now, there's kind of like this ongoing little mini-series of videos on my channel called, like, It's the Video Game's Fault, right? Where it's basically us, showcasing, I guess, a situation where, I don't know, something happens and people are blaming video games for it, or, like, kids are acting out on, like, Dr. Phil, and then, like, you know, the parents take them on the show or whatever. And it's literally just a reaction to these situations where, like, the basis of the entire video is, like, parents need to be more involved in their children's lives. They need to be the ones monitoring what these kids are playing and what they're watching on YouTube and things like that. It's a very simple, straightforward message, right? Like, parents should actually be parents and stop relying on massive corporations like YouTube to parent your children for you. But for some reason, this message alone absolutely pisses people off. Like, they hate hearing this. And I recently got one of these emails that once again accused me basically of being the worst person who's ever existed, and I thought it would be funny to just go through it, respond, and laugh with you guys about this. And also, I'm getting so many emails that are stupid like this at this point that I'm thinking about making a mini-series where I go through and I highlight, you know, these messages, the absolute lunacy that I've read, and just show you guys what these parents who are offended by these videos are actually like, where they're at mentally. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the email and just kind of kick everything off. I'm actually going to read the entire email first and then respond to it completely after that, because in the past I felt like I'd have broken this up and the cropping would have been weird. It probably would have been a little hard to read and keep up with, and I think this is just better overall. I hope this email finds you well. My name is Martha Blank. She actually included her last name, basically just telling the entire internet who she was. And I'm a mother of 6 children, 2 boys, 2 girls, and a dog and cat. One of my sons, Landon, is quite a fan of yours. I've noticed that a lot of your videos were appearing in his search history on YouTube, which I monitor his activity on for your information. Since watching you, he's become a completely different child in a horrible way. He talks back to me, he doesn't do his chores, and he's isolating himself from all of his friends. Nothing in his life has changed except for him watching your videos these last couple of months. So noticing him watching you, I've looked through a few of your videos myself and I have issues with what you're doing. Landon is 9 years old and is not supposed to be watching people who frequently curse, ass, piss, damn, etc. in their videos. I've heard you swear more times than I'd like to admit in just a few videos I watched. You take it to an extreme that is just simply unnecessary. Let me ask, why do you need to curse in your videos to begin with? The language isn't appropriate for YouTube. Believe it or not, young children do use this website too. It is possible to think about others. Second, you are so pompous. In all of your videos you present your opinion as fact, many of which are political videos that could sway people's own personal beliefs. Imagine if young voters watched your videos and didn't vote for the things that they believe in truly, because they take your opinion as word and do whatever. Most of the time you're playing a video game or watching a movie in the background anyways, so your videos don't even actually make sense. Third, your opinion on parenting is absolute garbage. You'll take videos of kids who are acting crazy from the games that they play and things they see on TV, and you'll make it out as if parents are somehow responsible for the things shown in these games. Landon's father allows him to play video games, and it's become a big point of tension in our family because kids like Landon take video games so seriously and are likely to be influenced by them. Parents like us are doing our best to raise our family. From the sound of it, you have no kids, so I don't know how you even believe you're qualified to speak on it. Parents like me are doing our best to raise wonderful children. It's people like you who are ruining them. In reality, your content is part of the larger issue with kids today. They look up to the wrong people and see the wrong things. We didn't have issues like this with previous generations because corporations like YouTube didn't just let anyone say anything they wanted. In reality, people like you are the worst people of all time because the things you promote are genuinely harmful. You play nothing but gruesome video games of people getting killed while you rant about your opinions. and brainwash people like my son Landon into being entirely different people. I've also forwarded your channel to YouTube to review if anything is worth them looking into, so don't be surprised if you end up seeing someone finally stand up to you. Okay, that was a complete mouthful, my bad guys, but I pretty much knew I was going to have to disregard everything you said when you said you had 6 children, and then you included only 4 actual children and the other 2 were just your pets. Now, I get, right, like, your animals are part of your family and everything, but dude, at a certain point, like, there's no reason you should be telling a stranger on the internet that these are your children and address them like they're, like, Landon, right? And by the way, Landon, if you're watching this, bro, I'm sorry that your mom put you through this embarrassment, because at the end of the day, like, this kid really doesn't deserve to be basically like a pawn in this whole situation. So Landon is 9 and not supposed to be watching people who frequently curse. I take cursing to an extreme that's unnecessary, like the words ass, piss, damn, etc., okay? And I'm asked, why do I need to curse in my videos to begin with? The language isn't appropriate for YouTube because kids use it. Okay, so why do I need to curse in my videos to begin with? Probably because I just fucking want to, right? Like, it's my channel, right? And the great thing about having my own channel is I can talk however I want to. As long as I'm not out here violating the guidelines, like, egregiously, I can say literally whatever the fuck that I want to, and there's not really anything that matters, right? When you say, oh, that's unnecessary. Like, yeah, it's unnecessary to you, whatever, right? The great thing about the internet is you don't have to look at shit you don't want to. And if you don't want Landon watching my videos, you can literally, I don't know, I'm pretty certain you can block my channel. You can use the parental features on the app to limit the kinds of things that he can see altogether or how much time he uses YouTube for. You could actually just be a fucking parent. Like, that is a possibility. I know that's crazy to, you know, be told that, but it's not really any of your business, I guess, why I decide to cuss on my channel. Because I cuss in real life, and to a complete extent, this is just basically an extension of my persona right here. This is my channel. I say whatever I want to on here pretty much whenever I want to. That's why I disappear for weeks at a time. But I'm so pompous, and I present my opinion as fact, especially in these political videos. And I'm playing a video game or watching a movie, and I could make young voters' opinions sway. So, first and foremost, if anyone is taking Optimus videos into consideration when they're about to vote for President of the United States, or in most situations, like any sort of elected official, I mean, like, if I'm telling you, like, hey, be vigilant for misinformation or something, that's different. But if I were to come on here and say, vote for Optimus in the poll, and someone literally go write my name in, is it really my fault at that point that they went through that much? So I'm just not supposed to say whatever I want to. I'm not supposed to exercise my First Amendment right to free speech because some fucking idiot who's 19, who's a super fan of me, might somehow be quote-unquote brainwashed. And I'm just gonna say this, I do not present my political opinions in most of my political videos. Like, if I'm talking about something that has to do with, like, the government abusing people's rights somewhere, yes, there's gonna be personal opinion. And realistically, any time that I present personal opinion on anything that's serious, I make it very clear that it's my personal opinion and not factual. I can't help how people interpret things that I say. I don't know why you're trying to hold that against me, but that's really fucking weird. I'm gonna assume that maybe at some point I've said something that you politically disagree with, which is probably pretty common because I actually have a very wide range of political beliefs. I don't really follow like one political party or ideology or anything, so my opinion on parenting is complete garbage, because I'll take videos, I guess, out of context of kids acting like complete psychopaths because apparently they play Grand Theft Auto when in reality it's because their parents suck. And apparently there's something wrong with me doing that, and I make it out as if parents are responsible for things shown in media like this. Okay, no, that is not true. I've never made parents responsible for Rockstar Games developing GTA 5 to be fucking gory at times. I've never blamed parents for Call of Duty having, you know, gruesome missions in the campaign. That would be completely fucking moronic for anybody to blame you as a parent for that. If anything, if there is any fault to be distributed, it really goes back to the developers who made that shit, right? Because they're the ones who did it. And Landon and people like him take video games so seriously and are likely to be influenced by them. Okay, then monitor what your child plays. Once again, all of these problems that you're pointing out can be solved by you being a better parent. And any solution you think is realistic is outlandish other than that. The idea of me not saying whatever I want on my own personal YouTube channel because you're too stupid as a parent to monitor what your kid does is asinine. Anyone with brain cells would say that's asinine. Like, what? And yes, you're right, I don't have any kids, but if anything, shouldn't you be more worried about the fact that people genuinely agree with my parenting takes as a 20-something-year-old with no kids, making YouTube videos in a spare bedroom of his house? Don't you think maybe it's a problem that people take my parenting takes more seriously than, I guess your parenting takes? And you apparently have 6 kids if you include the cat and dog, right? That's a fucking problem, I think. And it's people like me who are ruining your young children. My content is part of the larger issue with kids today, because they look up to the wrong people. You didn't have issues with this in previous generations because companies didn't allow people freedom of speech. People like me are the worst people of all time because we promote harmful things. And we brainwash people. First off, if you are dumb enough to be quote-unquote brainwashed, like legitimately brainwashed by an Optimus video, bro, you failed, okay? You lost. Game over for you, bro. I mean, what else can I even say at that point, dog? But I promote harmful things. Okay, so what's harmful? What's harmful that I'm promoting? Because I'm telling you that you have to actually be a fucking parent for your child to turn out correct? That's somehow harmful promotion? Your kids are looking up to me and that's apparently the wrong people. Well, let me just say this. There is no reason to look up to me, okay? I don't know, like, why that would even be something people do, but I am literally a 20-something-year-old who spends his entire day playing Fortnite, Rocket League, a handful of other video games, making beats on the side, listening to music, and fucking making YouTube videos. Okay? I live a very simple life. I do not do anything that should be considered inspirational, okay? Like, don't see me as a role model, okay? There really is no reason. That is not something you should be doing. But if people do see me as a role model, how am I supposed to help that? What am I supposed to do? If people think that the way that I think is the right way to think, or they agree with my opinions and they look up to me because of it, I'm supposed to just stop because you don't like it? Like, what? What the fuck do you even mean? My content is part of the larger issue with kids today. Yeah, it could never be the fact that you as a parent have failed in every measurable metric of all time. You can't even monitor what your kids do online at a time point where literally every website ever has introduced like child features, or has tried to scrub their platform entirely clean of anything controversial whatsoever, right? It's everyone else's fault that you can't manage, right? That you can't fucking handle your own child and like what they do and how they behave. That's my problem, right? You probably live in, somewhere in Canada or like in Germany, or you live across the country, but it's my fault because your kids like YouTube videos. So, I mean, I guess you can blame me if that makes you feel better. But when your kids get old enough to realize that you just weren't a good parent, there's not really much that you can do at that point. Like, you've already lost. I'm one of the worst people of all time, also. I feel like I can name quite a few people in the history books that have done some worse things than having an opinion that you disagree with on youtube.com/Optimus or whatever, right? You ever heard of that Adolf guy? Yeah, I heard he was pretty bad. He did a lot of pretty horrible things, right, throughout history. You ever heard of someone named Genghis Khan? Or like Christopher Columbus? Darth Vader, right? Like, I can think of a lot worse people who have done completely worse shit than make YouTube videos. So at the end of the day, right, like, I know that you think you did something here. I know you think you made some, you go get him, girl kind of point, right? Like, you think you really nailed this one home. But you embarrassed your child. So I don't know how that's going to work out in the household. I feel like he's not going to like you very much now. He's definitely not going to, find any happiness out of this one, Mom. So there's that. And then also, it doesn't change the facts of the situation here because you don't like me. It doesn't change the fact that you don't parent correctly. It doesn't change the fact that you have no ability to take any sort of accountability for yourself or your child. It doesn't change the fact, okay, of the matter that you're blaming a voice on the internet for your child misbehaving. I've never met your son. I'll never meet your son. But at the end of the day, man, you gotta get over yourself. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch @subtheoptimus. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, apparently the worst, and signing out.